This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Lowe's knows how to help you save. This July 4th, get up to 40% off select Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Plus, get an additional 10% off when you buy 2 or 3 select major appliances. And when you buy 4 or more, you'll save an additional 20%. Find the right appliances and features that fit your kitchen's unique needs and style. Shop Whirlpool 4th of July deals at Lowe's. Valid through 7/9. See Lowe's.com for details. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Selection varies by location.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show, friend of the show, Coach Steve Lutz, West Kentucky Hilltoppers, champions this year and out at Huntsville. Coach Lutz, man, good to see you, brother. How you doing up there, man?
Man, doing good. No complaints this morning. Last time I seen you, I think we lost, so I shouldn't be complaining about where we're sitting right now.
No, you won. That was Let's Go State. You won that game. It was a senior day.
Oh, okay, good. I thought for some reason you were at Louisiana Tech and we ended up losing that game.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, good. I like you a little bit more now.
I've been answering those charges.
Yeah, I feel you.
Hey, man, I must tell you, man, you had a tough end-of-year stretch out there in the Mexico State game. Talk about having your guys refocus for adversity while the games were close, but they didn't quite go your way.
Yeah, you know what? We had a couple of close calls on the road, like at Middle and FIU, and both of those games involved some officiating errors along the way. So those hurt. But the fact of the matter is we hadn't played real well in practice, and it had carried over into the games. And so, my main focus was just trying to get the guys recentered and recalibrated and refocused on, the Conference USA tournament, because at the end of the day, we wanted to win the league, and we were in a position to win the league at several points during the year, and we didn't get it done. So we had to make sure that we were playing our best basketball as we headed out, down to Huntsville.
And Coach, was it more so watching film and getting them to apply the film to the court, doing more team and drills, kind of get guys back in rhythm together? I know when you start going on a ski, you're trying to find ways to reignite the fire. So kind of what ways did you use kind of get your team back preset to make this run in Huntsville where you played so well?
Yeah, you know what? It's a little bit of both. Number one, our defense towards the end of the season was lacking. And we needed to get refocused on defending the basketball and defending one-on-one, still being in great help position, but at the end of the day, making sure that we were in great position in guarding our man. And so we had to get refocused there. And then, we had 3 senior days. We finished on the road towards the end of the season on 3 separate occasions: senior day at Liberty, at Middle Tennessee, and at FIU. And those days are hard to win on the road on a senior day. It just is. But at the end of the day, we just needed to make sure that we got back focused on the defensive end, because we had scored the ball fairly well the entire year. Obviously, we averaged over 80 points a game in league play. So that one wasn't our problem. We just needed to get focused on the main things,
100%. That's sometimes kind of the hardest thing about when you win a lot, as you and I both know. The defense habits sometimes start to get lax when you win, because you kind of like, well, we're winning the game, but you're still having those slightly bad habits creep in, and then they'll bite you when you suspect it. So, like you said, scoring the ball is a thing. Always we try to win those games, man. Kind of keep guys complacent about defense.
Right. And sometimes you score the ball so well that guys think that they can just outscore the other team. And I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened to us, but that's certainly part of the reason that, that we had some issues.
And Coach, like you said, man, like you said, winning the league is great in the regular season, but main thing, as you said, peaking at the right time in Huntsville. And you guys came out the blocks hot against New Mexico State again, played them very, very well. Getting that first game down there against those guys, how helpful was it when you played Middle Tennessee, and then having some left in the tank where you played Joe and his guys with UTEP?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I thought that we were practicing much, much better as we headed into the league tournament. And, obviously against New Mexico State, it was a good game back and forth, but I thought our defense was as good as it had been, in a while. So we were able to get some stops, and we were able to get some run outs, and we were able to get, going downhill and getting towards the rim. And that certainly helped us, because then, now you start making some threes, and then once you do all that, man, you're a pretty potent offense. So it worked out well for us. Obviously you've been to several of our games, so we play a lot of guys. So I never really was worried too much about, being tired and those sorts of things, just because we don't play anymore. We don't play anyone more than, 24, 25 minutes a game. So I felt like we'd have plenty of plenty of gas in the tank, as we headed into the weekend.
And what I love about what you did, Coach, man, like your guys is just looking at their eyes, man, they were so focused, man. I could just see what Don was doing, leading the way. You got your young freshman coming out there, man, doing the thing. I mean, I just talked about them guys locked in. And I saw, especially the Middle Tennessee game, how it all came together. And you all just did everything the right way. Both guys double figures, man. Talk about that piece of it, knowing that on your roster, you got balance on up and down the roster. You got to add depth. So we play against a team like, as you're going to play Marquette, you can throw stuff at them with guys who you trust who've been playing all year long.
Sure. I mean, obviously that's a strength of ours, is that we have a lot of guys that can play, and guys that have played major minutes in big games, right? You want guys to have experience in big games, and we certainly have that. Obviously Marquette's a little bit, a different animal. I know that, Shaka's got a very good team. They're really talented, and they've been great all year. So, we'll have our hands full But, I think that it should be a heck of a game and a fun game to watch.
100%, Coach. I want to talk to you about my last namesake, Don McHenry. I like his same last name. So talk to me about Don scoring, look, that guard, our community college there that you got, man, how he gives addition to your offense, man.
Yeah, Don's always been able to score the basketball. He in high school he scored a bunch of points, in junior college he scored a bunch of points. It's just always been what he did. And towards the end of the season, for whatever reason, he got into a little bit of a rut and wasn't scoring it quite at the rate that he normally does, and wasn't getting to the free throw line at the rate that he normally does. But to his credit, he's such a good guy and such a good worker that he stayed in the gym, he stayed focused, and he stayed positive and stayed true to himself. And then when the chips were down, he played well. He didn't score the ball extremely well against New Mexico State, but then about halfway through that Middle Tennessee game, he kind of got going a little bit, and you knew that he was back, and he was back in his rhythm. But Don's a great guy, and a tremendous talent.
And another guy I want to talk about is Rodney Howard, Coach, man, 666 man of the year, Conference USA, come off the bench and accepting that role. A lot of guys want to start. So talk about Rodney accepting that role, being a star in his role, and doing what he does for your team off the bench, leading that bench unit that you all have is very, very potent.
Yeah, well, you got to give Rodney a lot of credit, because Rodney started early on, and then he got hurt, and Babacar Fa, he jumped in and he played well. And I never believe in, you automatically just get your spot back. And to Rodney's credit, and this is really, really hard to do for a fifth-year grad transfer who's coming to Western Kentucky to win, but he's also coming to put up some numbers so that he can go play professionally. It just goes to show what a great guy Rodney is, and how being a team player is more important than his individual stats and goals. So he came off the bench for us, but he played starters minutes. Those guys basically split minutes all year long, and we've had a lot of production out of the post between those two guys. And obviously we'll need that. We'll need that production to continue on Friday for us to have a chance to beat Marquette.
And I wanted to talk to you about Teagan as well, Coach Lutz, our freshman team, man. Freshmen in this new age of college basketball are not spotlighted very much. So talk about what Teagan did for you coming in as a freshman, and what you see for him his development going forward.
Yeah, Teagan obviously is a guy that just worked and worked and worked. He never complained. He never, got angry. He never sulked. He never pouted. He just every day he just kept working. And as he got his opportunity, and as the game slowed down for him and he got more comfortable playing every day with those guys, once he got in the game, and he just took advantage of it, and he just kept growing and growing and growing. There's a lot of people say that I'm not the sharpest guy in the world. I should have been playing him earlier. And that might be true, but, I just give Teagan credit for staying the course and continuing to fight and scrap every day. And then once he got his opportunity, man, he kicked it out and knocked it out of the park.
Well, I love Coach Lutz, man, seeing on TV, man, all the red down there, man, in Huntsville, man. Talk about the support of Hilltopper Nation and how they really have you all's back, man, traveling to see you play, man.
Yeah, obviously you've been to a home game here, and you know how they love basketball. And, it's been 11 years since the Hilltopper Nation has been to the NCAA tournament. And, man, they came out in droves and supported us, obviously, at home. And then when we were in Huntsville, man, they were fantastic. I would say 3/4 of that arena, maybe even more than that, were definitely dressed in red and Hilltopper fans.
And Coach Lutz, well, like you said, man, coming to see you guys play on a cold Saturday morning, man, and 4,000 people shows up to see you all play, man. So the support you have in Ghetto, man, and up in Bowling Green and BG, that area, man, it's one of a kind. Hilltopper fans love basketball. It's for your average 4,000 fans this season, a game over that much, man. It just speaks to how much they care about basketball and how much they care about Hilltopper Nation up there, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. These people are fantastic. And the good thing about Hilltopper fans is that they know basketball. Sometimes you have fans that just support because it's WKU or support because it's, whatever school. But these people, they know basketball. They know good basketball. And when they see it, they appreciate it.
Wonderful. Coach Lutz, man, thank you for your friendship always, buddy. And I'll see you soon, man. And good luck to you this week, man, against Marquette, my brother.
All right. Sounds good, Jared. Always good to catch up.
All right, buddy. See you soon, buddy.
All right, man.
All right.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams one-coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Rebate in form of Visa gift card equal to 100% off the second eligible item purchased before or after applicable discounts, if any. See details. Offer ends 7/9.